Hey everybody, well, it's a beautiful day, but I want to show you what storms can do, what high tides and wind and that kind of stuff can do if you're living at the beach and you try to make structures like this. It's just nature coming after you. And what we have here is this beach head here used to be right here, and it washed up. Big waves and high tides came in and washed all that away. The big windstorm, it blew everything up and coincided with the high tide. The other thing it did, the water came up splashing over here, and I'll show you how high it had to get. Well, the tide had to get way up here first of all, so that's about, I don't know, 2 feet deeper, 3 feet deeper than what it is now. And then the wind and the waves, see, now this is normal sandy area here. I don't think we lost any sand at this point here. This looks okay here, but as you see, the typhoon destroyed this section of the house. This was like a squid business here, and it destroyed that. Typhoon Haiyan. There's somebody with a dive boat. They got a dive flag on that boat. See it? Well, I have to check that out because I'm a diver, and that's right next door to where I live. Wow. How about that? We're getting fancy over here. But the waves come over. See this here? And it comes over, and this is all the seaweed here. All that black is seaweed that it washed over here, came up this high, washed over here, through seaweed and everything in here, through water all up in here, and it washes all the sand out. So if there's any cracks or holes, you see right there, that hole right there, that's a hole. And the water starts going down there and washing all the sand out. And when the sand goes out, it goes out to the, of course, back to the beach here. And then you can see the water running. Do you see that little channel, river channel? Not like that's where it ran out. Right there, it ran out there. And from here, more than likely. But you can see it washed it all down. See the different height? It was up to here. Now it's all washed down. This whole front part section here, all washed down. I'm walking on the wall here. They built a good sturdy wall here. That's one thing that they did. It has to go down into the sand about 3 feet before you're safe. See right here? It washed this big hole out here. And this is seaweed. This seaweed he threw up on here. This used to be some kind of a little walkway here going that down there, and it fell off, but that's been off a long time. Maybe the typhoon Yolanda or Haiyan. Well, Haiyan is Yolanda. Maybe Odette did some of that. But see right here, washed that one out too. Yeah, washed this out too. Came all the way up, from all the way back there, all the way up here, and washed that out. That's how much water was coming over the wall. Enough to do that kind of a washout there. Big old hole. And even back here, look at this. All the way back here. Wash this out. See that? There's another hole. And like I said, it eroded all that up to there. So that's what living at the beach is like. Now these guys here, they seem to be faring pretty well. But they got all concrete deck and stuff, so that's the thing. That's if you deck this in concrete, all this whole area here, and seal it so water doesn't go down, because when it goes down, it erodes. You know, I guess would be the technique to use. You could even concrete down like 2 feet down, and then add sand if you wanted a sandy thing. But again, your concrete has to be sealed. It has to be like a you know, like a swimming pool type seal all the way around it, everywhere. You don't want the erosion, and you better make it thick, because if it somehow gets under there and erodes, the concrete will start cracking and kind of falling down into holes. But again, I don't know if it would ever go that far, but you never know. You see this one here, it's slowly falling off. This used to be stuck here, but just with the waves and storms and stuff, it eventually starts eroding everything out from under here, all the sand and stuff. But if you picked all that rock up, concrete up, and threw it out in the ocean where it's like 60 feet deep, you'd have yourself a nice artificial reef, and you get some fish out there. So anyway, other than the storm, washing everything out. It's a beautiful day. Yesterday it was windy, rainy, all kinds of stuff, but you can see the ocean's clear. And again, I'm going to park my boat right out there. That's my plan. That's my plan. And these boats, they just anchor out during these rough days of waves and stuff. I guess they use 2 anchors. You can see they're kind of angled sideways. They're all running sideways, like the current's coming this way. So they point into the current. Just like a rocket ship or something like that will point into the wind. The nose automatically goes into the wind, so boats go into the current, so you can tell which way the current's going. And their anchor rope there is pretty slack. They may be sitting on some land. They may be bottomed out there, which I don't want my boat to bottom out. And you see they have these little floats out here, maybe where the anchor, I don't know if you can see that. That's the boat, that's the boat, that's the boat. And again, I'm in the bright sunlight, so my screen isn't showing up everything. But out there, somewhere, there's a little float, and I think it's where their anchor actually is. That's a rope tied to their anchor. See, they got one there. They got one there. They got 2 over there. They got 2 over there. I don't think those are fish traps. I don't know. They could be fish traps, but well, that's got one in the front. That's got one in the front. That's got one in the front. There's one there that has no boat, unless it's that. No, I don't see an anchor. You got me, folks. I don't know what those little balls are floating in front of there, but I'll find out. I'll talk to the fishermen. There's a couple of fishermen here that speak decent English, and I'll talk to them. And right down there is where I buy my fresh fish. That guy there, right where the seawall starts, right behind there. Yeah, he's the guy with the you saw my video where I scored a big load of fish. Yeah, that's where I got it. He's got bobo baskets, they're called. They're big, giant fish traps made out of bamboo, and they put them where the water's deep, like 100 feet plus, 300 feet, whatever, how deep. And then they set them out there, and they get bigger fish in the bobo traps than they do in these smaller traps where they're catching fish to, that's a lazy dog, to make soup out of and stuff. The number one thing to do here is make some soup out of some small fish, or even fry them. And when I say small, I mean big, not longer than your hand. That's common. And they catch those in a small fish trap. And dried fish too. They're special fish, they get dried fish. But I gotta check out what that dive boat's doing. So, and there's a little resort right there too. So he may be in the dive boat business now, but I gotta get with him and see what's happening. That's foreigner owned. Little beach resort there. So anyway, beautiful day. I had to go get a new tire for my motorcycle and get a couple new tubes. The last 2 people that changed the repaired flats didn't put the tube in straight. They kept it kind of twisted where the valve is. And when you fill it up with air, it strains that thing and pulls the rubber off of there, and you get about, I don't know, about 5 miles on that tube, and it rips, and then you're flat again. That's what happened to me. Here comes a bird. I don't know if you can see it. Where'd he go? Oh, he's right in front of me. Anyway, we will be back with the day after the sort of storm report. And Paradise. Let me get a close up here. Paradise out.